obviously another big home run. His home runs have been big for us, the 4 that he has hit. And 3 hits, and just an outstanding night tonight.
How do you explain the fact that he got just 6 at-bats on that road trip, comes back after not getting a ton of opportunity and being able to do that off of David?
His work ethic. He works really hard, offensively and defensively. We talked about some minor adjustments with him, trying to help him out as they were doing some things to him that we thought he could adjust a little bit. And, again, he had a really good night.
Joe, you look at Luis Cessa. He did let some runs score there in that 6th inning, but did he show you something, the fact that he was able to bear down and
He
get
did.
out of it?
He did. There was some concern. I believe it was the top of the 6th when he went out and he was warming up. Yeah, Austin Romine kind of alerted us to watch him, and the right side of his lower back kind of tightened up, and he said he was able to get loose after he threw his warm-up pitches, and that's when we went out. And then, you start to wonder, does the stuff change? Does the stuff change? And he gave up, I think, 3 hits to start with an error that he contributed a little bit to. But he was able to bear down and get some huge strikeouts. Ortiz and Ramirez, just huge.
Speaking of Ortiz, you mentioned prior to the game what he has meant to that offense.
Yeah.
What are you thinking when he comes up in that situation?
I'm like, what are the chances that he's coming up in this situation? And, it's just kind of the way fate had it tonight.
Chad.
Joe, it was maybe a week and a half ago in Boston, fairly similar situation, pitch count-wise with Cessa, with Ortiz coming up, and you pulled him. What made you stick with him in this spot? Was it the score? Is it the?
Yeah, I think our bullpen was a little different tonight. The score, he was rolling along, and again, I told you I was concerned about his back. But I just said, you know what, we're going to go with it, because then you're going to bring in one lefty, and then you're going to have to bring in another righty, and we just didn't necessarily have as much tonight as we had that night in Boston. And his fastball was, in Boston was starting to come back. It had stayed pretty true through the 5th inning, and I'd have to look at the 6th inning.
Also, we failed to ask pregame, what was it that made you go with Austin tonight?
Kind of the 2 days on turf for Tex. He'd been working. I was going to play him against the lefty. I thought about playing him tonight, and he had a good night.
Ron.
With 20 and could be 20-something homers, how would you evaluate where Sanchez fits versus Fulmer in rookie voting?
Yeah. I can tell you Gary's been as much as this team as any rookie in the big leagues this year. And he's only been here, month and a half? That's how important he has been to us. I think Fulmer's had a great year. But if I had a vote, it'd be for Gary.